सदा स्मेरवक्त्रकृपापूर्णनेत्रं स्थिरं दीनमित्रं जनप्रीतिपात्रम् सुविज्ञातशास्त्रं कषायाक्तवस्त्रं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे परब्रह्मनिष्ठं स्वतो धर्मनिष्ठम् अहिंसैकनिष्ठं स्वशिष्यै सुजुष्टम् यतीनां वरिष्ठं गुरूणां गरिष्ठं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे सुशास्त्रे चरन्तं सदा सञ्चरन्तं जनान् बोधयन्तं भवादुद्धरन्तं मठां स्थापयन्तं गुरून् पूजयन्तं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे कलानां प्रचारं दधानं विनम्रम् स्वयं ग्रन्थकारं सतां मानितारम् न मत्तापहारं स्वयं निर्विकारम् दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे सदा शान्तिमूर्तिं सदा क्षान्तिमूर्तिं सदा दान्तिमूर्तिं सदा सत्यमूर्तिं प्रमाणप्रवृत्तिं दिशान्तं सुकीर्तिं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे इदं पञ्चकं यः पठेत् शुद्धचित्तः सदा मोक्षमार्गे नितान्तं प्रवृत्तः प्रसादात् स शास्तुर्भवेत् ज्ञानयुक्तः स जीवन्मृतो वा भवेत् नित्यमुक्तः स जीवन्मृतो वा भवेत् नित्यमुक्तः सदा स्मेरवक्त्रं कृपापूर्णनेत्रं स्थिरं दीनमित्रं जनप्रीतिपात्रम् सुविज्ञातशास्त्रं कषायाक्तवस्त्रं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे परब्रह्मनिष्ठं स्वतो धर्मनिष्ठम् अहिंसैकनिष्ठं स्वशिष्यैः सुजुष्टम् यतीनां वरिष्ठं गुरूणां गरिष्ठं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे सुशास्त्रे चरन्तं सदा सञ्चरन्तं जनान् बोधयन्तं भवादुद्धरन्तं मठां स्थापयन्तं गुरून् पूजयन्तं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे कलानां प्रचारं दधानं विनम्रं स्वयं ग्रन्थकारं सतां मानितारं न मत्तापहारं स्वयं निर्विकारं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे सदा शान्तिमूर्तिं सदा क्षान्तिमूर्तिं सदा दान्तिमूर्तिं सदा सत्यमूर्तिं प्रमाणप्रवृत्तिं दिशान्तं सुकीर्तिं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे इदं पञ्चकं यः पठेत् शुद्धचित्तः सदा मोक्षमार्गे नितान्तं प्रवृत्तः प्रसादात् स शास्तुर्भवे ज्ञानयुक्तः स जीवन्मृतो वा भवेत् नित्यमुक्तः स जीवन्मृतो वा भवेत् नित्यमुक्तः सदा स्मेरवक्त्रं कृपापूर्णनेत्रं स्थिरं दीनमित्रं जनप्रीतिपात्रं सुविज्ञातशास्त्रं कषायाक्तवस्त्रं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे परब्रह्मनिष्ठं स्वतो धर्मनिष्ठम् अहिंसैकनिष्ठं स्वशिष्यैः सुजुष्टम् यतीनां वरिष्ठं गुरूणां गरिष्ठं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे सुशास्त्रे चरन्तं सदा सञ्चरन्तं जनान् बोधयन्तं भवादुद्धरन्तं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे कलानां प्रचारं दधानं विनम्रं स्वयं ग्रन्थकारं सदा मानितारं नमत्तापहारं स्वयं निर्विकारं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे सदा शान्तिमूर्तिं सदा क्षान्तिमूर्तिं सदा दान्तिमूर्तिं सदा सत्यमूर्तिं प्रमाणप्रवृत्तिं दिशान्तं सुकीर्तिं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे इदं पञ्चकं यः पठि शुद्धचित्तः सदा मोक्षमार्गे नितान्तं प्रवृत्तः प्रसादात् स शास्तुर्भवे ज्ञानयुक्तः स जीवन्मृतो वा भवे नित्यमुक्तः स जीवन्मृतो वा भवेत् नित्यमुक्तः सदा स्मेरवक्त्रं कृपापूर्णनेत्रं स्थिरं दीनमित्रं जनप्रीतिपात्रं सुविज्ञातशास्त्रं कषायाक्तवस्त्रं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे परब्रह्मनिष्ठं स्वतो धर्मनिष्ठम् अहिंसैकनिष्ठं स्वशिष्यैः सुजुष्टम् यतीनां वरिष्ठं गुरूणां गरिष्ठं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे सुशास्त्रे चरन्तं सदा सञ्चरन्तं जनान् बोधयन्तं भवादुद्धरन्तं मठां स्थापयन्तं गुरून् पूजयन्तं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे कलानां प्रचारं दधानं विनम्रं स्वयं ग्रन्थकारं सदा मानितारं नमत्तापहारं स्वयं निर्विकारं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं शान्तिमूर्तिं सदा क्षान्तिमूर्तिं सदा दान्तिमूर्तिं सदा सत्यमूर्तिं प्रमाणप्रवृत्तिं दिशान्तं सुकीर्तिं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे इदं पञ्चकं यः पठेत् शुद्धचित्तः सदा मोक्षमार्गे नितान्तं प्रवृत्तः प्रसादात् स शास्तुर्भवे ज्ञानयुक्तः स जीवन्मृतो वा भवे नित्यमुक्तः स जीवन्मृतो वा भवेत् नित्यमुक्तः सदा स्मेरवक्त्रं कृपापूर्णनेत्रं स्थिरं दीनमित्रं जनप्रीतिपात्रं सुविज्ञातशास्त्रं कषायाक्तवस्त्रं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे परब्रह्मनिष्ठं स्वतो धर्मनिष्ठम् अहिंसैकनिष्ठं स्वशिष्यै सुजुष्टम् यतीनां वरिष्ठं गुरूणां गरिष्ठं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे सुशास्त्रे चरन्तं सदा सञ्चरन्तं जनान् बोधयन्तं भवादुद्धरन्
Om Sahanavavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpadam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavadvyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Chaitanyam Sarvagam Sarvam Sarvabhuta Guhashayam Yat Sarva Vishayatitam Tasmai Sarvavide Namaha. Adyakshohamidi jnanam buddheva vinischaya. This vinischaya, conviction, firm conviction that adyakshoham, I am adyaksha, I am the witness. Iti buddheva vinischaya. The nischaya or conviction is in buddhi. Not adhyakshas, not of Atma, not of Adhyaksha, not of Sakshi, but of the Buddhi only. Avisheshatvat na tasyasti paroyatah, because there is no Adhyaksha of Adhyaksha. Adhyaksha, the witness, the final witness, drugeva natu drishyate, that's ultimate druk or drashta, and it is not subject to being objectified. Therefore, there is no another one, no superior adhyaksha or witness of the witness. Thus, adhyaksha is the ultimate reality, and buddhi see this fact. So, true nature of buddhi ultimately is also adhyaksha. Because buddhi also is nothing but the consciousness taken a name and form in the form of a thought. So content of the buddhi, even the form of the buddhi keeps on changing, the waves changing, the content is water. So also the form of the buddhi, the thoughts keep on changing, but the content is consciousness which takes those forms. And when buddhi stops identifying with its name and form, and identifies its content, then it sees that I am the consciousness, like a wave sees that I am water. So wave is due to water. Water is due to what? It is due to water. So there is no reality other than water to give it the existence. It is self-existing self-shining, so also Adhyaksha is self-existent, self-shining. Yadapi eva antahkaranasya jnanakara parinamah. So ultimately antahkarana buddhi that gets transformed as aham brahmasmi. So that's the vritti of the buddhi. Tadapi tasya na jnana phalabhagita. But who becomes the beneficiary of this knowledge of being liberated? Not buddhi. Kintu atma eveti. Atma alone is looked as bound and Atma alone is looked at free. Because only a conscious being can be bound, a conscious being alone can be free, a conscious being alone can experience pleasure and pain, he can experience freedom from them. Ahankartuhu phala sambandhe. So phala sambandham. The moksha is the phala, freedom is the phala. Freedom from sukha dukkham, pleasure and pain. So even though that knowledge that I am Brahman takes place in buddhi, the reward of this knowledge goes to Atma. Because if you connect that with the ahankara, then doshamaha. Kartra chet hamityevam anubhuyeta muktata. Sukha dukkha vinirmoko nahankarta yujyate. Ahamityeva muktata kartara anubhuyeta chet. Kartara by the karta. If karta, my karta is experienced this state that I am mukta. Mukta means sukha dukkha dukkhabhya mukta. One is free from the pleasure and pain, all those experiences. So here the author says buddhi becomes liberated. Whoever becomes liberated becomes free from sukha dukkha, samsara. Sukha dukkha bhoga samsara. Sukha dukkha sakshatkara. So sukha dukkha vinirmoka nahankartari yujyate. Here the teacher says that the ahankara can never be free from sukha dukkha. Therefore, even looks like after liberation also, ahankara cannot be free. Therefore, Atma alone can be the beneficiary of the result of that is moksha. So, kartu api kriya sada vinyamanatvat, that's what it said. So, in the state called moksha, kartu api kriya sada vinyamanatvat, muktoham, that I am free, I am liberated at that time. The kriya is not there, karta also is not there. Therefore, the karta is not there to experience the reward. Only Atma is there, indestructible. Therefore, Atma is said to experience the moksha. Then now we continue with the next question now, 161. Atmanevi katham phala sambandha tasya kutasya nityatvad. Because, all right, the ahankarta cannot be the beneficiary of moksha because ahankarta himself doesn't remain. But Atma also cannot be the beneficiary because Atma is changeless. Tasya kutasya nityatvad. So no transformation, no change takes place in Atma, kutasya nitya. Always nitya. Meaning whatever Atma was in the state of the bondage, Atma remains the same even in the state of liberation. So some change should happen, isn't it? When the liberation takes place, then should not some change happen in the one who gets liberated? So ahankarta, yes, can change, Atma cannot change. Iti asankya tattvajnanodaya nantariyakaya antarikataya Bhadyamana adhyasta anatma sambheda avasasya phalatvopacharat tattvajnanodayat nantariyekayataya. Tattvajnanodaya, when the tattvajnana udaya takes place, that then the buddhi, or this realization that I am Brahman, nantarikataya, immediately, without an antar, without any distance between that knowledge, immediately what happens? Bhadyamana, adhyasta, anatma, sambheda. So, anatma sambheda, the duality that was created by anatma, because of identification anatma, taking anatma to be atma, which is adhyasta. That anatma was superimposed upon atma, that is how the notion that I am body, etc. arose. Bhadyamana. So that I am a jivatma, I am the body, I am karta, is bhadyamanam, is negated or is revealed to be mithya. That there is some kind of a kartrutva, but not real. So badha is of that which is mithya. The vinasha is that of which is not there, totally projected. The vinasha of Rajju Sarpa, because it was never there. But then badha of that is adhyasta, superimposed. So here the attributes of the body, etc., superimposed upon Atma, and we realize that that is not reality, and therefore that is negated. Bhadyamana, adhyasta, what is superimposed, anatma sambheda. All this sambheda, the duality of the anatma superimposed upon the atma. So avabhasasya, that sambheda avabhasa, anatma avabhasa is badhya. The duality which was because of the anatma, that is negated in the wake of the knowledge, and that is called phalam. Phalatva upacharat. So negation of this notion that arose on account of the identification of the upadhi. Because there is mithya, therefore that gets negated. And that is the result, that's the phalam. So there tasya atme upatte. So phalam cannot be experienced by one that is already badhita or negated. Can only be experienced by one who remains after negation, that's Atma. So there is the argument was made earlier also, and the same argument is repeated here. Dehado, the verse 161 says, Dehadavabhimanotthah dukkhi pratyayo dhruvam Kundali pratyayo yadvata pratyagatma abhimanina bhadyaye pratyaye neha vivekena vivekavan. Dehadau abhimanotthah. Abhimana uttaha, that which has arisen from abhimana, identification. Dehadu. So from the identification, the body, etc., dukkhi pratyaya dhruvam. Taram dukkhi is a pratyaya, is a thought or a conclusion has arisen on account of the identification of the body. Dehadu, body, mind, etc. So this identification is what brings about the dukkhi pratyaya. I am dukkhi. Kundali pratyayo yadvat. Just as a person will say, I am kundali, chakri. Kundali means one who has kundala. So wearing kundala. He thinks, I am kundali. Now that is superimposing kundala upon the ear, upon oneself, and saying that I am kundali, possessing kundala. Pratyagatma Abhimanina Badhyate. So when the Abhimana changes from Upadhi to Pratyagatma, then this Sukhi Dukhi Pratyaya Badhyate. So Ham Sukhi, Ham Dukhi, that thought was because of taking the mind to be myself. But when I realize that I am not the mind, then that pratyaya belong to mind remains in the mind. Pratyaneha vivekena avivekavan pratyaya. Avivekavan pratyaya is vivekena badhyate. So see the tika. Dehadau abhimanotha dukhi iti pratyaya dhruvam. There is no doubt dhruvam. That pratyaya, the conclusion dukhyaham, that I am dukhi, is Deha, the Abhimanottaha, is born of the Abhimana, identification of body, etc. So Tika says Dukhi iti upalakshanam. Not only Dukhi, many other pratyayas also arise. Sukhi, Krishaha, Sthulaha, Kami, Krodhi, Ityadaya. So because of identifying the body, Krishaha, Sthulaha, I am lean, I am fat. Because of mind, Kami, Krodhi, Sukhi, Dukhi. Kundalasya swasambandhito Abhimana krute tatsanyoga yogayo sukha dukhe. Now this is interesting here. How do this sukha dukkha arise? So an example is given. Kundalasya swasambandhito Abhimana krute. This kundala belongs to his mind. The sanyoga, when that sanyoga is there, I am kundali, I am happy. When viyoga is there, it's taken away for what I lost it, or somebody stole it, then dukkham. So sukha dukkha arose because of the thought of the possession of kundala. In fact, I and kundala have no relationship at all. I establish a relationship in my mind that this is my kundalam, my earring. So how sukha are the result of the possession of the idea of ownership of kundala. Kundala is not responsible, I am not responsible. The notion of ownership is what causes this sukha dukkha. Somebody is wearing kundala, nothing happens to me. Somebody's kundala is lost, I may sympathize, but then it doesn't stay much with me. My kundala, and I look handsome because of that. Oh, there is a value addition in me because of kundala. So thus I feel in some way being greater because of kundala, more valuable than because of kundala. Then that is when the loss is felt. So dukhi pratyaya arises. So dukhi pratyaya arose because of loss of kundala, which I thought was mine. So it is that notion of mindness in kundala that created dukhi pratyaya, not kundala, not me, not loss, but my kundala. So swasambandha dhitva abhimana krite. So that's sukhitvam dukhitvam arose because abhimanam, identification, swasambandhitva, that this kundala is mine. That is what caused the idea of the sukha dukkha. This is drishtanta. So kundali pratyo yadvat, that is the drishtanta. Evam bhadyasya adhyastatvam uktva, adhyastatvam uktva. So whatever is negated was superimposed. Only a superimposed thing can be negated. Otherwise, if you negate, then also it's going to leave impression of idea in the mind that I have lost mine. It was mine. But when I realized that I was wrongly identified with it. Doesn't belong to anybody. Land doesn't belong to anybody. Everybody claims to be his land and for a while goes away. So this land is in so many owners, so many activities, and when new owner comes and land says, okay, you are one of those, one more. So Kundala also may go from hand to hand, who knows? That thing doesn't have any abhimanam. Swasambandhitva abhimana krite. This person has abhimanam with the notion that swasambandhi, this kundala is mine. Then tat sanyoga viyoga sukha dukkhe. Then sanyoga viyoga vays to sukha dukkha. So yadvat, just as. So sukhitvam dukkhitvam is swasambandhitva abhimana. So abhimana kritam. Evam bhadyasya adhyastatva uktva. So this kundalitva is badhitam, adhyastam. The kundala is there, I am there. So kundali. That I am kundali, I am possessed of kundala is the result of adhyasa. Adhyasa in my own mind. That I look upon myself as the owner of this kundala. So it becomes swasambandhi. Even though it is there, a chain is there, moment abhimana it becomes my chain. Pratyagatma abhimanina vivekena pratyena badhyate. So when abhimanam changes to pratyagatma, then whatever notions were created because abhimanam of anatma, they go away. So just as I realize that I have nothing to do with this kundala, this notion that it was mine, if that becomes clear to me, then possession or non-possession doesn't make any difference to me. So when I realize that the body, etc., I am not. So then, pratyagatma vimanina, now one who is identified pratyagatma from body, mind, sense complex, now the identification changes pratyagatma badhyate. So, avivekavan pratyena, so vivekena avivekavan pratyaya badhyate. Vivekena pratyena avivekavan pratyaya badhyate. The pratyaya caused by viveka dismisses and negates the pratyaya which was caused by aviveka. Avivekavan abhimanikah pratyaya vivekena pratyagat abhimanina. So pratyaya that was born of aviveka, pratyaya here means notion. Kundaliyaham, etc. or dehoham, dehiyaham. When viveka takes place, that body I am not, pratyagatma I am, then pratyagatma abhimanina pratyayena. Now abhimana shifts from the upadhi to pratyagatma, then there is a new pratyaya. Pratyagatmaham Shuddhatvam padarthatma abhimanina. Shuddhatvam padartham. No more the body, no more atma, but then now identification Shuddhatvam padartha. Then this knowledge that I am Tvam or I am Satchidananda, then that dismisses and negates that former notion that I am the body. Pratyagatma abhigamina. So, pratyena badhya. Pratyagatma abhimanina or abhigamina. That pratyaya which is born of the identity of the pratyagatma negates the pratyaya born of the identity of anatma. Atta prag vruddena ardena sa gananaya. Vruddham ardham ekikritya. So, half a verse is included here. Somewhere there was a half verse, and so that was considered as one shloka. Therefore, this 1.5 shloka is considered as one. So that the shloka sankhya is all right. So if you look at 146, See, it was only one, it was shloka with one line. There were the shloka with 3 lines. So shloka sankhya is properly maintained, that's all. Now, avivekavata viveke pratyaya kasman na badhyate. If you say that the new knowledge that I am Brahman negates the old one that I am body, why not the other way around? I am body, why not that negate the pratyaya that I am Brahman? Because they are opposed to each other. Opposed to each other, one negates the other one. Why do you say only this one negates that one? Why should not that negate this one? So the next verse says, oh, that is only one line again. Viparyase sadantam syat pramanasya pramanatah. Viparyasa or Vaiparitya. If you reverse this, why not you ask the question, why not? The Viveki Pratyaya is negated by Aviveki Pratyaya. Why not? Because they are opposed to each other. So if Aviveka is negated by Viveka, why not Viveka be negated by Aviveka also? Let's go Vaiparityam Pramanasya Apramanata Apatat. Pramanam is the Upanishad Shabda or Tattvamasi, which reveals that I am Brahman. Now that I am Brahman is also negated by another pratyaya that you are body. Saram asadantam shunyantam syat. So what will remain then? The point is that after the negation also something should remain. The mithya is negated, satyam adhisthana remains. Here satyam is negated, then what will remain? Earlier said that satyam will negate the mithya. Avivekavan pratyaya, vivekvan pratyaya, vivek pratyaya is negated. If the other way happens, the mithya negates satyam, then what remains is mithya, which is zero, which is nothing. Therefore, asadantam shunyantam sat. If the reality is negated, what remains is unreal and non-existent. If existence is negated, what is non-existence? So everything will reduce to non-existence. Pramanikasya arthasya asatve pratibhasasya niralamanatvapattau nirvadiko badhayati shunyatantada prasangahiti. Pramanikasya arthasya asatve. This pramanik artha is tattvamasi. That is the pramanik artha, that you are Brahman. You are the unchanging reality. That you are not a shunyam, you are not shunyam, but you are the unchanging, stable, steady, abiding reality. So that is what the pramanam is. Because I find myself constantly changing. Is change the reality about me? Says no. Look at yourself. In and through all the changes also, there is something that does not change. I am. Aham asmi, sabhami, kadachinnaham apriya. Does not change. Sukhi, dukhi, karta, bhokta keeps coming and going on the platform of asti bhati priyam. So this is how the pramana, meaning this teaching helps me recognize the true nature of myself. Experience is the same, but the interpretation changes. So now that pratyaya, that aham asmi, aham bhami, kadachinnaham apriya, if that is negated, what remains is asat? If Sat is negated, what remains is Asat, Asti. Then Niravadiko Badaha. So Bada must always culminate into something. If the Sat itself is negated, then what remains Asat? Meaning it is nothing. That is, Bada culminates into Shunyam. Shunyatan tata prasanga. So, this is a theoretical question. If pramana, so pramana janya pratyaya, if that negates the dhyasta pratyaya, or the ajnana janya pratyaya, then why not the other way around? Other way around is you are negating the very reality. So what remains is asat. So niralambanatva apattau, this is pratibhasa. Now, always the pratibhasa mithya is negated, or mithya should be negated. If satyam is negated, then it leaves nothing because it's satyam and that is negated. Niravadhatikopa, it leads to shunyam. Therefore, viparyase asadantam syat pramanasya apramanatah. Then pramanam does not remain pramanam and it leads to asat. Vivekena avivekavado bhavati iti purvamuktam prapanchayati. Vivekena avivekavado bhavati. Aviveka is negated by viveka. So that was said earlier in the verse 161. Prapanchayati is now a little expanded. Dahacheda ityadira. Dahacheda vinasheshu dukkhetvam nanyathatmanaha naivahyanyasya dahadau anyo dukkhi bhavet kvachida. Daha, cheda, vinasha. The upadhi can suffer, this body can suffer. Daha, burning. Cheda, cutting. Vinasha, distraction. So when these things happen to the body, dukkhitvam, I become dukkhi because I identify the body. So what happens to body happens to me. Nanyatha atmanaha. Otherwise, Atma is no dukkhitam at all. Other than identification with the body which has this dukkha or the pain or pida. Neva anyasya dahadau anyo dukkhi bhavet. It cannot be that one gets cut or injured, other one becomes injured. So body now, Atma is totally different from body. If body becomes injured, nothing should happen to Atma. That Atmana Viveka alone is being stated here. Nenam Chandandi Shastrani, Nenam Dahadi Pavaka, etc. So Tika says, Dahadi Dehopagata Nimittami Dukkham Anubhuyate. They are coming back to the most fundamental, the basics. So, Dahadi Dehopagata Nimittami Dukkham. So, Deha Upaghata, the injury that happens to the body because of burning, etc. So, Dukkham Anubhuyate. When feels pain because of the pain that occurs to the body because of burning, cutting, etc. Nanyatha. So, if this injury did not happen to body, then one does not experience pain or doesn't have a feeling I am in pain. Tacha Dehavimana Bandhanam. I am in pain is a result of the Dehavimanam, identifying the body that I am this. Anyatha sushuptvavi prasangat. Otherwise, the body remains injured. But there is no feeling of injury when one is fast asleep. So that means that it is possible that injury is there in the body. You don't feel injured, that is because at that time there is no identification of the body in Sushupti. So therefore, sometimes pain is so much that they give you medicines by which you can be, there will be, what shall I say, sedative, what is you sedated? We kept, you will put to sleep. Not sleep, sleep means death actually, put to sleep, but they put to sleep. The pain management requires, because pain becomes unbearable. So ultimately sensitivity itself in some way is blocked, so that you don't feel. In Sushupti it happens every day. Atma deha nanyeti pramana siddham, and Atma is different from body is well known from the Upanishads. Ataha anyagadaha anyasya dukkha ati prasangat. So anya means anatma, that is body. If that is injured, Atma that is different cannot be injured. Ati prasangat, otherwise something can happen on the table and it can happen to me. If something happening elsewhere can happen to another one, then anything can happen. Ati prasangat means what? Then this will include too many things, too general. But that is not so. Therefore, dukhyam jnanam adhyas nibandanam dukhyasmi ahamasmiti jnanam. Therefore, that I am dukhi is a notion born of adhyasa, identification of the body. We are going back to the basics, Atmana swataha dahadi sambandha pramanamaha. That Atma itself doesn't get injured, burned. Pramanam is being stated. So next verse is asparshatvad dehatvad naham dahyo yatas sada tasman mithyavimanottam mrute putre mruteri yatha. Asparshatvat adehatvat. Atma is beyond the touch, and Atma is devoid of the body. Naham dahyaha yataha. So yes, daha, the burning, takes place in the body, but I'm not connected to the body, therefore naham dahyaha. I am not subject to burning. Dahyaha, that which can be burned. I am not subject to burning. Tasmad mithyavimanottam. Therefore, that I am in pain is the pratyaya, the notion that arises because of the mithya identification of the upadi or a body. Prute putre mrutiri yatha. The son is so dear that when the son dies for whatever reason, the father feels, I am dead. It happens. Sometimes it happened also that when there is news of some very near and dear one passing away, people have also suffered from heart attack and stuff. Therefore, what is happening to one can happen to other if there is an identification, not otherwise. Prakritam drishtana vivurvan aviveki badhyate iti upade upasamharati. So, that drishtanta of Kundali is now a little bit explained, and how the pratyaya born of viveka negates the pratyaya notion born of aviveka. Kundalyamiti hyetata badhyetaiva vivekina dukkiti pratyayastadvada kevala handiyasaha. Kundaliyaham, I am Kundali, I am possessed of an earring. Iti vivekena pratyayena badhyate. Then I am different from Kundali. I am not connected with Kundali at all. that I say I am Kundali, I am possessed of Kundala, that is because of this just sense of possessiveness in Kundala, not otherwise. I have no relation with Kundala. No relation with any alankara or ornament anyway. It's just abhimanam that I am wearing this is mine, that alone brings about this notion. Dukhi iti pratyaya tadvat. So also I am dukhi the pratyaya that arises because I identify the body. So just as by identifying the body, I become free from the notion that I am Kundali. I am the body. Kundala is not a part of me or not connected with me. So by identifying I am Brahman, I no more become connected to the body, and therefore the pratyayas in the body and mind, they remain there and not in me. So kevala ahandhiya saha. Says Tika kevale suddhe brahmaneva ahandhihi kevala ahandhi taya. So now kevale means suddhe brahmani ahandhihi. Now when the ahankara or the I identification arises that I am Brahman, then whatever belongs to Anatma no more belongs to me. Those notions don't arise. This presupposes a strong identification Brahman, by the way. The identification is so strong, we hear stories of some Mahatmas, some rare ones. When you cut his hand, you saw off his hand, nothing happens to him. Meaning that such a distance is created in body and the self that one can identify the self so strongly that whatever happens to a body or non-self doesn't affect. About Ramana Maharshi, about Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, we hear some stories, And about other yogis, we definitely hear. But that is why Lord Krishna says that, that in the 6th chapter, Guruna api dukhyena na vichalyate. The one who abides in the Atma does not get na vichalyate. Is not deviated, distracted. Guruna dukhyena, even though there is a tremendous pain, Bhashyakara says pain even of cutting off the limb, etc. So that is the extent of the abidance in Atma is talked about there. If that is so, then whatever happens to body, no connection. Nanu adukkhinah mokshopadesha anupattehe atmanapi dukkhitvam avagamyate. So you are not dukkhi. You are not samsari. Kintu you are Brahman. So samsari is being told you are not samsari, isn't it? A dukkhi is being told that you are not dukkhi. You are always free from dukkha. So this upadesha is given to whom? One who is dukkhi. There will be no point in giving upadesha to one who is liberated anyway, who doesn't feel dukkha. So adukhinah moksha upadesha anupattehe. Moksha upadesha, you are mukta, you are liberated, makes no sense. When one is already a mukta, so one is not dukkhi. There is no sense in saying that dukkha doesn't belong to you. But the fact that Upadesha is given, you are not Sukhi, you are not Dukhi, meaning that it is given to one who is Dukhi. The Atma is Dukhi. Therefore, Atmanopi Dukkhitvam avagamyate. Another way, that after all, Upanishad says that you are not Dukhi, who is being told? Who is Dukhi is being told? We say that this being told, the one who thinks I am Dukhi. But you can say that is being told to Dukhi. That you are not Dukhi should be told, can only be told who is Dukhi. Then, Atmana Dukkhitva avagamyate. Since your Upadesha is that you are not Dukhi, that means that you are Dukhi and being told that you are not Dukhi. How can it be? If you are Dukhi and if we tell you are not Dukhi, how is it going to work? I mean, by saying that, it's karakam, gnapakam, nadu karakam. The Vakya only makes you see or understand, not create some, change anything. So you are not Dukhi, therefore Atma is Dukhi and is being told you are not Dukhi. So what's the point? Atma is Dukhi and is told you are not Dukhi. Tatastat siddhe shaktimatvam gamyate. So imagine, because Atma is said you are not Dukhi, therefore he must be Dukhi. Tata tat siddhe shaktimatvam gamyate. So then Dukhitvam, that Shakti must be there in Atma to feel Dukkha. Ataha na anyagateneva nimitten Dukhi. Therefore Atma is not Dukhi because of the other nimitta, such as identifying with the body. He must have the capacity to feel Dukhi. Who can become Dukhi? Who has the potential of being Dukhi? After all, whatever you can name the stone won't feel Dukhi. Doesn't have the capacity to feel Dukhi. You have the capacity to feel Dukhi. Therefore, you say Atma is Dukhi. Atma is said you are not Dukhi. That means Atma is Dukhi. Who can be Dukhi? One who has capacity to feel Dukkham. That means that Atma must have the power of being Dukhi. Ataha nanyagateneva nimittena Dukhi. So far you are telling us that Atma is not Dukhi, it is the identification of the body that creates a Dukkha in Atma is Anyagata Nimittam. It's because of Anya, like body. That's not so. Atma is Dukhi, because he said you are not Dukhi. Kintu Svatopi iti. Therefore he is Dukhi on his own. Then we say then you should feel Dukkha in Sushupti also. If Atma is Dukhi by nature, should not feel Dukhi in Sushupti also. Sushuptadu api Shaktimatvam anivayatam iti ched. Therefore in Sushupti, Mursha etc. also, even though you don't feel pain, Shaktimatvam anivayatam. The Atma is a Shaktiman, meaning Atma is capable of being Dukhi. So that you cannot deny, even though you don't feel pain in Sushupti, that basic potential of being painful doesn't go away in Sushupti also. How do you say that? If Dukkha is the nature of Atma, then Atma should be Dukhi in Sushupti also. Nature cannot be negated. Astitva is nature of Atma, then Atma is Asti in Sushupti also. Sukha is the nature of Atma, Atma is Sukhi in Sushupti also. If Dukkha was the nature of Atma, then Atma is Dukhi in Sushupti. It's not. So how does this argument come? Shaktimatva nivaritam. So therefore Atma has Shakti of being Dukhi, and Sushupti doesn't eliminate that Shakti. Therefore Shaktimatvam anivaritam. Shaktimatvam being possessed with Shakti of being Dukhi is not negated or eliminated. So some kind of argument. Next one says, Siddhe dukkitva ishtam syat tatshaktis chandasatmanah mithya vimanato dukkhi tenartha padanakshamaha. There must be reason for these verses here. Somewhere in many literature something must be written which is being refuted here. This question doesn't arise in us after all the discussion, that dukkha is by nature, etc. Because it's already proven that dukkha belongs to body and asparshatvad, dehatvad, etc. But anyway, so you can be siddhe dukkitve ishtam syat, that shakti is chandasa atmana. If it is proven that Atma is Dukhi, then we have to accept that Atma has the power of being Dukhi. Mithya vimanato Dukhi But the dukkhi of Atma is mithya abhimanatah because of identification. Tena arthapadanakshamah. Mithya abhimana also is capable of creating same feeling that would be there if it was real. That you feel dukkhi if dukkha is your nature. You feel dukkhi because of identification also. So that mithya, that identification is quite capable of creating the same feeling that would have been there had it been your nature. For example, if dukkhitvam was your nature, you would feel dukkhi. But then identification, the body that is dukkhi, that identification also creates the same feeling. Therefore, that identification also is capable of creating a feeling. So just because there is feeling doesn't mean that that's your nature. Is it a nature or mithya abhimanatah or due to mithya abhimanam? That you have to see. So Tika says, Kaschanchita vyavasthayam yadi atmana kevalasya dukkhitvam pranasiddham syat. If you can demonstrate that dukkhitvam atma is real in any state, kaschanchita vyavastha, in any state, state of bondage, state of liberation, state of waking, state of dreams, whatever, anywhere at all, at some time, some place, some situation, if you can demonstrate that Atma is really dukkhi, तथा सति छंदसा इच्छया तशक्ति दुखित्व शक्ति कल्पेत. If Atma can be proven to be dukhi in any stage, or any state, any situation, then you accept that dukkha is the real nature of the Atma. That means the Atma has the capacity to become dukhi. So Atma is Shakti. Dukhitva Shakti. Nasa kalpayitum shakyate, but that is not possible. To imagine Atma as the power of to be dukhi, dukkha darshanasya anyada upatte, because we can explain dukkhitvam in another way. Anyata upatti. By another reason you can explain mithyayati. Mithya vimanato dukhi, ten artha apadana kshama. Mithya vimanato dukhi. So we have shown earlier how dukkha belongs to body and how identification of the body creates the sense that I am dukkhi. This mithya with body. Atra hi anvaya vyatireko darshitau. So atra hi anvaya vyatireko darshitau. Anvaya is wherever mithya abhimanam is there is dukkhitvam. Mithya abhimanam is not there, dukkhitvam is not there. So sushupti also is shown. In sushupti there is no dukkhitvam, there is no abhimanam. Jagat swapna there is dukkhitvam because there is abhimanam. So that way, anvaya, wherever the mithya abhimanam is there, dukkhitvam is there. Where mithya abhimanam is not there, dukkhitvam is not there. Tena mithya abhimana nibandhanatvena arthapadanakshamau dukkhitvam. Meaning that mithya abhimana can create the same feeling as it was your nature. I am dukkhi, I am in pain. That conclusion can be if pain was the nature of the Atma, or you would identify the body which is in pain. Therefore, that I am in pain, that experience does not mean that pain is the nature of I. Even that identification of the body also is quite capable. Artha padana kshamaha dukkhitva anubhavaha. That mithya abhimana nibandhana. False identification of the body also is quite capable of creating the same complex. I am dukkhi. So, that if Atma is dukkhi, then also you have the experience I am dukkhi. or you are superimposing dukkha of body upon you, then also you can have the experience I am dukhi. So merely that experience I am dukhi is not enough. Because even the mithya abhiman also is capable of creating the experience. So arthapadanakshama dukhitva anubhava. That mithya abhiman also can create the same kind of anubhava. So Tika continues, अर्थात अनुपत्या यद दुखित्व शक्तिमत्व आपादनम तस्य क्षमः समसय अनुभव इति. So this is the अर्थापत्ति. अन्यथा अनुपत्ति. अर्थात अनुपत्या. This would not be so. यद दुखित्व शक्तिमत्व आपादनम. That this Atma is possessed of Dukkhitva Shakti, or power of being Dukhi, can also be brought about by the Mithya Abhimanam. It need not be the nature of Atma that you feel that you are Dukhi, that Mithya Abhiman also can create the very same feeling. So Mithya Abhiman also is capable of creating that same feeling and notion in you. So अर्थात अनुपत्या यद दुखित्व शक्तिमत्व आपादनम तस्य क्षमः समर्थोयम अनुभवः इति. So ayam anubhava, that I am dukhi, is quite capable of either conclusion that Atma is possessed of the dukhimatvam, and therefore if you just because you experience dukhitvam, that experience is quite capable of making you conclude that Atma is dukhi. But otherwise, how will the dukha happen to me? But it can happen other way around also because of the mityanupatti, mithya abhimanam. तथा च यथा दर्शनम दुःख शक्तिमत्व मिथ्या एव. Therefore, the Atma is possessed of dukkha shakti. Power of being dukhi also is equally mithya. Because Atma is dukhi is a mithya conclusion, not a real one. Okay. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamada Purnameva Vasishyate. Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmedi Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshina. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.